Hello guys. Today we are going to present about vector and scalar in gaming development. Group participant for this presentation is the first one is Farhan Rafsham bin Azmazi. The second one is me, Muhammad Alfidina bin Mansur. The third participant is Muhammad Firuz bin Asfani Asfandi, and the last one is Sofiana Rani binti Sunni.
What is scalar and vector? Scalar, it has only magnitude, while vector, it has magnitude and direction. Scalar only one-dimensional, while vector can be 1, 2 or 3 dimension. Scalar, the quantity changes with the change in magnitude, while vector changes with magnitude and direction. Scalar example is speed, length, area, volume, time, mass, density and energy. A vector example is displacement, velocity, acceleration, force and momentum. Resultant of two vectors. The resultant vectors is the vector that result from adding two or more vectors together. There are two different ways to calculate the resultant vectors. The parallelogram method or the triangle method can be used to get the resultant of two vectors.
In order to find the resultant of two vectors, we can use the parallelogram method or the triangle method. Okay, by using the triangle method, first, we need to draw the vectors one after the other, with the start point of each consecutive vector aligned with the previous vector's terminal point. Then draw the resultant from the first vector start point to the last vector's terminal point. The head-to-tail approach is another name for this procedure. These are the example for vector addition and vector subtraction. This is the example for triangle method. Find A, which is u plus v, and B, u minus v. If u equal to 3, 4 and v equal to 5, negative 1. Substitute the given values of u1, u2, v1 and v2 into the definition of vector addition, which is u plus the answer is u plus v equal to u1 plus v1, u2 plus v2 equal to 3 plus 5, 4 plus negative 1. The answer is 8, 3. Then rewrite the difference u minus v as a sum u plus negative v. We will need to determine the components of negative v. Recall that negative v is a scalar multiply of negative 1 times v. From the definition of scalar multiplication, we have negative v equal to negative 1 in bracket v1 and v2 equal to negative 1 in bracket 5 negative 1 and negative 5 and in bracket negative 5 1. Now add the components of u and negative v, which is u plus in bracket negative v equal to 3 plus in bracket negative 5, 4 plus 1, and the answer is negative 2 and 5. These are the differences between triangle method and parallelogram method.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Firuz bin Asfani Afandi. Now I want to present about scalar and vector in gaming development. Introduction for the uses of scalar and vector in gaming development. So the uses of vector in gaming development is to represent the velocity of players, but also to control where they are aiming or what they can see. all of this with one vector. We also need a point to keep track of the player position at all time. For example, vector uses in shooting game such as PUBG. For the second one is Scalar. Scalar in game development is to show the magnitude where are the enemy hiding or standing in a shooting games. Vector in gaming development. Vector in gaming shows the player position will be the origin for our velocity and rotation vector. As we can see in the diagram, an enemy AI that needs to shoot all the boxes he encounters. So the AI has a velocity and direction vector of 1, 0 and he's standing at the origin of the map, so 0, 0. He finds a box at position 2, 3, so we want to rotate him so he can point at the box and shoot it. So now we need to calculate between the angle where he's aiming and where he wants to actually aim to hit the box. Calculation of scalar and vector in gaming development. So this is for the another example diagram to show the calculation. So now we have three vectors, which is for 3, 10, 4 and -4, -9. The second diagram shown that we must arrange the vectors to make a line and plus all of the vectors. So the diagram shown that the answer of the addition of all three vectors. So the answer for the vectors is 10, -2. To get the answer, we must plus the vector, which is the vectors for 3 plus 10, 4 equals to 14 and 7. So the answer 14 and 7, we plus the vectors 0, -4, -9. So the answer is 10, -2.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Sofiana Irani. My matrix number is 01 TKM20F2073. The conclusion is scalar quantity changes only when there is a change in their magnitude. As against this, vector quantity changes with the change in their magnitude direction of both of them. When comparing two scalar quantities, you have to consider only the magnitude, whereas when the comparison of two vector quantities is made, both magnitude and direction are to be taken into account. In this way, vector quantities are a bit more difficult to deal as compared to scalar quantity. Scalar quantity can divide another scalar, but this cannot be done in the case of a vector quantity. In short, scalar quantity gives you an idea about how much of an object there is, but vector quantity gives you an indication of how much of an object there is, and also in which direction. So the main difference between two quantities is associated with the direction. For example, scalars do not have direction, but vectors do. That's all. Thank you.